Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I want to go and talk about one of the really big acquisitions that Sony and also Tencent themselves, those big mega conglomerates, PlayStation, etc., have actually now just went and bought. They just made a huge purchase that's going through right now with one of the biggest game companies out there, especially for this year, probably in regards to Game of the Year too as well. We were kind of expecting this / talked about this maybe like a few years ago because it just made a lot of sense, but now it is official on record through court filings that Sony now has made a huge acquisition. Now, it's not a full-on acquisition like I did with Bungie, it's just a really big partial equity position nonetheless. So we're going to talk about that, talk about the fact that I'm a little bit hungover from yesterday. If you guys saw, it was my birthday, so thank you guys all for the birthday wishes up on Twitter and YouTube comment stuff. You guys are all awesome as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below. We have the Target links down below and all the other good old links too as well, Amazon links, etc. down below. So to kind of go and be straightforward with you guys, this to me is a huge and also smart purchase. So we actually now have the official legal documents. I'm going to pull these up over here too for you guys, but this is now in regards to Sony. Also need to get my little camera on over here, wherever the heck it may be, if you guys can see it. If not, then whatever. But basically this is all in regards to now Sony buying out a part now of FromSoftware. So in case you guys don't know what FromSoftware has done, think Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and most recently, as you guys can see, Elden Ring. And now a lot of folks were assuming that this was going to be a proper combination, more so in regards to the Dark Souls remake, just in terms of like, connection, games, trying to be a PS5 launch. Their usual prior connections, like FromSoftware themselves, has been very close-knit. Although I don't think they were the same folks who made the actual remake, but more so it's a remake of their own game. So, they have the connection, the IP rights, and all of that. And this is why it's kind of huge, because we have the legal documentation right here. So this is the notice concerning consolidation, solidarity, capital increase through third-party allotment of shares. So that's just the rough concept of the fact that they want to go buy a big part of the Kadokawa Corporation, which I believe is the main head of like the people who own the Elden Ring FromSoftware vibe. I believe from what I remember from before. So basically with all this stuff, they actually did have to go do the filed notice and kind of mention of what third parties have actually went and bought this out, what price points. It's all like a big legal thing. So the payment period for this is going to be on September 7th, 2020 to September 12th. So this is upcoming the next 2 weeks or so. We'll be seeing this over here. This is from Tencent, I believe, as of right now. So yeah, this is going to be a huge IP part from Tencent Group 2 for the, obviously, the market for the game that FromSoftware creates and develops to as well. So they're essentially just working and trying to make sure they buy out everything from here. So this is just on Tencent's side, which is 3,176 of common shares, with the issuing price at 11 million yen per share, and capital to be acquired is going to be at 36 million yen too as well, which I'm actually kind of curious on the price point for that. So let me go and do this really quick, because I'm sure you guys are probably curious too. So 11 million thousand yen to USD. So this is actually, oh my guacamole, that is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. This is a, Jesus. Now, apparently that is, I feel like that doesn't seem right though. Like I'm not sure if we missed a letter, because I think I maybe did I just do billion or something like that? Let me see. Let me go do a quick little double check. No. Honest to God, no, apparently not, boys, apparently not. That is a lot of money. So it's apparently $262 million. For some odd reason, I feel like that seems too high. But honestly, sure. How much is FromSoftware worth? Because I'm also curious in that. Yeah, apparently FromSoftware too. This is kind of a weird thing. It says their net worth is only $100 million though. But with Elden Ring itself, they've actually done pretty big either way. Funny enough, if you even go and Google how much it's actually worth, and if it actually even is FromSoftware owned by Sony. Interestingly enough. Well, so basically FromSoftware is currently owned by Kadokawa Corporation, who they're buying from as of right this second, too as well. Although Sony does already have a 2% stake in it, too, on top of that, as well as in mobile company Cyber Agent 2. So I guess actually it does have a $3.2 billion corporation. I guess it makes sense for the Kadokawa Corporation FromSoftware, not so much. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me now as I kind of went through it. So I'm sure that might have been a question someone else would have had too. So sometimes these videos are just luring together, which is kind of nifty nonetheless. So you guys can actually have a chance to go and see this. They want to go and strengthen FromSoftware's capabilities to create games and IPs as well and just kind of push into this on top of this. So you guys can kind of go and see this is all over here from software to capital increase, what capital they're getting to as well, which is on the yen side of too, which is a little bit on the lower side, as you guys can go and see. When it comes to that. So cool. So you guys see that from the Kadokawa group too. I think like the yen to USD has been a weird conversion. So if I somehow mess that up, just so you guys know, my bad. But basically they're just buying, and all be they're buying a big corporation with it. So now here's the more intriguing stuff with Sony. So Sony themselves wants to also go and buy even more on top of this. So also very nice to go and see. You guys can see their title representative, Jim Ryan, director and president too as well. And they're pushing for the planning, development and sales of hardware, software, content, and network services for PlayStation, planning, development, and sales of Totio, software, and content too as well, as they're pushing 1100 million yen too, which I do believe is slightly on the smaller side, nonetheless. But I also do want to say they were, as you guys even saw in the previous point, also a partial stockholder too as well. So they already do have some big ratios. Like sometimes you actually have to prevent on how much someone can go and get in the first place, mainly because you can't like have someone just secretly buy out a company or be at like, hey, we're a 10% owner, and then they go and casually go up to 51% from buying stock in open market or interested sellers. There's like a big legal process to own a certain amount of a company or own like a partial amount of a company or own the entire company, just from what I've actually had a chance to research. So either way, this is kind of just going on record stating that Jim Ryan, the president of PlayStation himself, wants to push for these proper documentations. Although it does kind of seem like as of right now on this, they already do pretty much have the resolution of the board of directors and general shareholder meeting from software as of all officially confirmed as of to date, with a date to the share subscription agreement too as well also being shown, which is probably why we're seeing this information now, because this is kind of like the rough vibe with it. As you guys can also go and see the future outlook. The company believes that the third-party allotment will contribute to the medium to long-term improvement of the group's corporate value, while the impact of the third-party allotment of the company's consolidation financial results for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023 is expected at the time of this report to be minor. So basically what they're saying over here is that they think medium to long-term, they both, for Tencent and both for Sony, will be able to go and make the games better, have maybe more of a proper marketing side too as well. So think PlayStation can market this a lot better for their big, say conferences or their really big showcases, or say when a brand new next game like Elden Ring 2, we're not sure if they're going to do that or not, DLC possibly, they can have it on like the front page of the PlayStation Store, use it on the PlayStation socials, the YouTube socials, all of that, and in theory, it should also increase and incentivize sales for games that FromSoftware make, or even all their prior games do, maybe put it with like PS Plus promotions, do it with the streaming service, or all that put together. So it's very intriguing to see that Sony and Tencent now have just invested so much money into this kind of like Kadokawa Corporation too as well. So very cool to go and see this on top of it. And as well, they also, like I said, they also did have Tencent acquire the additional 16% of shares of FromSoftware. So Sony and Tencent now together hold about 30%, while Kadokawa remains the majority holder. So that's why I think like the numbers are kind of weird though. They did also have a price increase though too as well. And you can even go and see up on Twitter, both FromSoftware is also trending. Same with PS Plus. We'll probably have a PS Plus video later on throughout today. But this is kind of cool to see because I love seeing these commercial acquisitions, as we saw with Bungie, we saw with other stuff. And while a game like, say, for Call of Duty, Overwatch, etc., Acquisition is a really big IP nonetheless, this is kind of more of like traditional gamer IP. So you think like, if you kind of think of like who's like a real gamer, I don't like having that term, but quote unquote, that is kind of like someone who'd play a Dark Souls game, an Elden Ring game. Like that was very normie, traditional gamer. And I loved the game, it was great. But now versus say something like a Call of Duty, that's also kind of normie, so it's kind of like the battle of like what the normal folks, normal people who go to work and play games casually are playing, seeing, and doing. So I think it's kind of cool. I like seeing these big acquisitions, and it's turned out pretty cool. And a little bit of a quick little God of War Ragnarok tidbit too as well. Apparently it lets you now go and play with your food. It's kind of been funny over here too as well, where now they're trying their best to go and, kind of just do some more memes and throw in some more stuff when it comes to all this stuff in general. So they had some pretty big just kind of combat talk and kind of discussing a lot of the God of War discussions too as well, which is kind of cool because it kind of adds more extra features on what happens in combat, how it, like what's going on. If they have different types of weapons, it changes the game, changes the content, changes what's going on, how it should be for a real good, proper game. So basically, it's just then you have a chance to go and mess with other mobs, other enemies, and kind of have more of a fun gaming experience as time goes on. So that's about it for this video. We'll have a few more throughout the day, so make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below, Target links you guys to check down below, and Amazon too. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Give me your thoughts and comments down below.